Welcome everybody. Uh, Today I'm working on a customer's Continental, and I'm going to show you how I do a fuselage symmetrically fairly quick. Let me pull up all this stuff here and make sure that we got make sure we have sound. So we'll go here and here. Oh. Come on. There we go. There we are. Oh, this computer stuff, something else. Let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. That should give a better view of what I'm doing here. And let's go here. Yeah. Oh, we gotta mute that. Gotta make sure this is it's muted. Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, basically what I did before I came on here is I took a 3-inch wide piece of 1-inch thick balsa and I drew a center line down it. Then I use the fuselage top block basically as the jig. I tack the nose in the center, and then each one of the center lines on the bulkhead is on that center line. And now basically I'm just taking a block plane and we're going to shave it up close to the fuselage sides, and it's almost there now. I also cut the step on the bandsaw in this, so it's 3/4 of an inch on the nose and 1 inch behind the canopy. So I've shown several times how to set the block plane so that you're not gouging things out. You just set it so you're removing just a few thousandths at a time. You're not trying to remove a 1/16 of an inch. And hold it square to the work surface, and we'll bring it down flush with the fuselage sides. I think it might be time for a new blade. See that, or this wood has a hard spot in it. Yeah, we'll see. So now, in order to get some symmetry in it, I'm going to put a line in the center there, and a line in the center here. And this goes relatively quick. As most everything that I do, once you know the secrets of how to do this stuff, it goes relatively quick. We put a center line on it. Don't push too hard, because this is a ballpoint pen, and it will leave a mark when you start doping if you don't get it all sanded off. So don't try to push too hard to get a big groove in it, just enough that you can see the line. Then I take the plane and I'm halving it basically. So I put it at an angle like so, and we make a few passes, and we're going to get like a 1/4 inch flat on it. This side is hard. See what's up with this side. Then turn it over and do the other side. About the same amount of strokes, and then we'll look at it. I also want to put the rudder on there to make sure that I'm not I don't want to. I want to leave enough meat for the rudder to go down in there. We'll do the nose after I do this tail piece. I also weighed this to see what it weighed. I want to make sure that I take the weight off. We'd like to have this fuselage at 5 ounces when it's done. I was sanding on my bench again today for a little while. Every day I sand on it a little bit. Figure in about a year's time I'll have that plywood sanded around. So I've halved it already. So we'll half it again. And what I mean by half is if you have a corner that's square, you want to put a flat in it, and then we're going to half it again, and then again, so it's 3 flats. I'm probably going to put some masking tape on this fuselage so we don't cut into it. This fuselage is very oval, so we end up cutting into it, but I don't want to cut into it, I want to sand into it. And I do that with 30 grit sandpaper. Still need to cut an 1 3/4 inch nose ring for it. sure hope you guys are getting something out of all these videos. I'm working on something now for stun hanger with an A. You go to that stun hanger with an A right now, you get a page that says error not found or whatever. We got to stop here. I don't want to I don't want to plane anymore right there. So I'll put a piece of tape on it. Stay off the tape. So which side? Put the tape on the wrong side. So we'll go to flip to the other side and half it. See a hard spot in that wood. I don't see anybody in the chat room. I don't know if anybody's on here or what. Oh, there's 3 watching, or 2 or 3. I don't know. These streams that I do are rather boring. But they're going to be here in years. Maybe some kids will figure something, want to build some of these and won't know how to do it. Their dads won't be around and we'll have these videos to look at. Because this stuff just is not taught anywhere. And some of you that watch this, you might be members on the forum and have experience, but might have forgotten some of these techniques that I use. So that's the top, and it's pretty close to where we want. Well, I mean, close enough that I'm going to quit planing. We'll get the rest with 30 grit sandpaper. I don't have a nose ring on the nose, so I really can't shape the nose yet. I'm going to have to put the engine back in for that. Damn. Let's move the sawdust off the table again. kindling for a fire. And it wouldn't take long to burn at all. Yeah, I get a soda. So nice having my shop like this, you can't believe it, with the refrigerator and microwave and coffee pot and everything handy. I've only waited forever in my life to get something like this. And it's not as nice as Tom's shop, but it's what I got. Need to cut up some flaps today and shape those and do some hinging. I'm looking for delivery on this airplane next month because the guy that I'm doing this for will put me to work for a week or so. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the channel. I need to get one of them other lights over here so we can candle a little better. Lighting in the other room's a little better. Well, it's twice as good. Maybe I'll do that today. I'll steal one of them lights. All right, let's. I'm going to get a piece of 1/2 inch for the bottom. So what I've done is I went and got the lightest piece that I have, and it's 93 grams. I don't know how much, that's about 3 ounces, I think. Mode, it's pretty heavy. Mode, yeah, 3 ounces. So we have to figure out how to make this 1/2 ounce. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to cut out a piece. We need to end up with this piece here, less than 1/2 ounce. Not that it matters, we'll just cut it long. I'll tack it on and shape it, that way we'll have a more solid piece to work with. Then we'll cut it apart and hollow it out. I mean, this just does not take days and weeks to do. It's just so absolutely simple. My problem is motivation. But since the shop rebuild here, I am more motivated to spend time in here. Okay, we got to end up with a half an ounce here. So now, after I whittle that out, mode, that's 2 ounces. Let's see here. 27 grams are down to 1 ounce. There. Less than an ounce. So this will be easy to get down to half or a quarter. So I set it up here. We're going to tack it on. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plane it down. Should have cut it just a little bit bigger. I guess I could use this piece. Yeah, let's use this piece. I remember what I said about making cross grain cuts. It's easier to saw them, cleaner to saw them than to cut them with a knife, so we'll go ahead and saw that. Okay, this is bigger, so I can, yeah, it's a lot bigger. It doesn't have to be so exact. Digging around on my stuff, I found a Spitfire short kit. I don't know where that came from. The Pat Johnson Spitfire short kit. So we're going to do the same thing. This time I'm just going to plane down to the side here, and then I'll draw the center line, and we'll start halving it again. Shaving going all over the floor. This is a Hobbyco plane. Solingen sells a real nice one. No, actually, this is a Master Air Crew. There's all kinds of things that will work. Just knowing how to use the tool. I doubt the guy I'm building this for is watching this today. But he'll be sitting at his desk tomorrow looking at it, I guarantee you that. So I got one side done there. You see how quick that went? And I've removed probably 1/4 of an inch off of there. 3/8 of an inch. That's how much distance there is here. 3/8 of an inch down to 3/16 probably. Another tack right there. You don't want this coming apart while you're planing. No fancy music, no fancy camera angles, no dancing girls, no jokes. Just some old dude working on toys. So that was 3/8 of an inch, and that's done back there. People ask, how can you stand and do that for hours? I find this so relaxing. To be able to create something from nothing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put tape along here so we don't dig into the fuselage side on the bottom yet. We'll do that with the sandpaper like I told you. Because this fuselage is very oval. And that's the reason for the actually rather large stringers in there. It's not just to glue, it's to sand into and shape. If you really wanted to make this really shapely, you'd use 3/16 fuselage size. Alright, so now we've, let me clean up the mess here. We basically got it pretty much shaped, except for the halving. We're going to half it again right now. Need another dustpan actually. One metal dustpan I can use at the bench. So if there's any questions, you can ask me here, you can ask me on Stun Hanger. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. I see we got more people joining, so I'll stay on a little while longer. Now on my videos, if you're just now joining into the live stream, if you take the bar and back it up, I have it set so that if I had a 4-hour stream, you could back it up and watch it from the beginning. You wouldn't have to watch it live. And you still can ask the questions in the chat box until the stream is over. And what makes this this type of video so nice is that you could ask me a question in almost real time. It's not like we're talking on the phone, but if you were to type it into the box, you know, within 30 seconds, I get to see it and answer the question. So let's go ahead and half that out again. And just like the top, I'm going to draw a line. And I just approximate the center. It's not really that critical. That tape protects the fuselage side from the plane digging in somewhat. Now we draw our center line down the bottom block, and we'll start halving it out. And if you remember, if you go back and look, this piece started out 3 ounces. By the time I cut it, it was down to 9/10. By the time I carve this and hollow it, it'll be down to 1/4 ounce, 7 grams. When you're planing or using any of these tools, get comfortable. You'd be surprised how much better the tool operates when you're comfortable using it, so that you're not in an awkward position trying to make the tool do something that it's not naturally supposed to do. So there's another reason why I tend to make things look easy, because I was taught that long ago. Okay. Yeah, I've only owned this airplane for a year, so it's a little over a year, so I better get after it. If anybody's interested, I'm selling my Atlas. Contact me for details on that. That's for a Super Tiger 60. It's around 56 ounces, 700 squares. If you search back in the past videos, you can see what it looks like. Okay, so I have a rough shape of this now. We're going to get out the 30 grit sandpaper. I'm going to shape it into an egg shape. We don't need this. We don't need this on the bench. I guess I should time management the elevator stabilizer for this. Go ahead and silk span it up. I try to, now that I have this shop, I try to keep it as nice as possible. It's a pain. The guy with the nice shop is Tom. That's a nice shop. With area like that, there's no wonder why you can get a million things done a day. So now 30 grit sandpaper. This is my Bondo motorcycle sanding block that I've used this particular piece of sandpaper now for 15 years. And it's still like new. It's a body shop, body file, piece of sticky back paper for a pneumatic air file. So it was high quality stuff. And it's 15 years old, that piece of sandpaper. Maybe even a little more than 15. Let's see, it is. Because it was 99 when I did it, it's 17 years old. 99 is when I used to go over to the body shop. We have a guy one street over, Mark, and he owned Big Bill's Auto Body, and that's where I used to go over and clear all my airplane in the paint booth. Now I got to do it up here. Anyway, so I've shown you that how I've kept the line and kept it symmetrical. So now we're going to get the 30 grit sandpaper, and you don't never want to sand back and forth. You want to sand around the corner like this. If you sand back and forth like I was planing, you'll end up with flats in it. So, in just a few minutes, that's already shaped. As a matter of fact, it's real close. So, 30 grit sandpaper, one side's done. Turn around. And you can sight down it and look and see that it's symmetrical or not. I'll try to show it on camera, but camera doesn't do it much justice actually. Now some of you guys that are longtime woodworkers or body shop people know exactly what I'm talking about when I say sand around this way. When you're trying to sand an airfoil, you sand in an X, two different directions. Now you don't want to go too far with 30 grit. 30 grit, we're giving it the business. Put some pretty good sized grooves in things. So it's pretty rough, it's pretty good roughed in. Let's do the top, and then I'll come back with the 80 grit, and we'll finish out the shaping. And I'm gonna try to, I'll just guess on the front, get it close, and I'll cut it off, and we'll hollow it out. Yep, I built one or two of these before. Pretty close. You listen when you're sanding, you can hear it change sound. When it changes sound, stop. And just sight down it, keep looking and sighting. So that's that side. We'll go to this side now. I know that teaching someone how to sand on a video and how to shape is pretty much impossible. But so we're not taking that line off because I want to make sure that it's symmetrical and straight. We won't take that line off till the finish. Now, when I look down this, I sight down it, I can see that I have a high spot here. We're going to have to, well, actually, no wonder why I missed that altogether. Much better. When sanding with 30 grit, try to stay off, you know, like the fuselage side here. What that does is it just means you're going to have to do more work to get it cleaned up. Looks pretty good. Okay, now I got the 30 grit done. I have 80 grit. 80 grit on a smaller block. And we're doing the same motion. Only this time we're coming all the way up to the line. Turn it around and go back. If there's any topics that you would like discussed on stump hanger videos, be sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you're looking to see. How to hinge. How to shape, how to lay something up, how to mold, whatever. Okay, so I got it. It's a little low here. And you think, well, how are you going to fix the low? Well, I'm going to make the other side match. Just bring it so it's symmetrical and make the other side match. When I'm looking at an airplane at the appearance judging, for instance, or whatever, I look at all that, you know. Did the guy get it sanded symmetrical? That's pretty good. Pretty good. Now we're just getting it close. I don't want to get it too, I want enough area that I can mount the rudder. And we'll do the bottom. I'll cut the bottom off and hollow it out. the final sanding into the fuselage to make it oval goes on after the airplane is fitted and together. At least for this model. I mean, I suppose I could do it now. And how that's done is the center line goes on here, and then we start shaping the fuselage side. You know what? I think I will try that. Just for demonstration's sake. To show you what I'm talking about. So we got it that side pretty close. And you just gotta hope that it's not too flimsy going together. Might end up making another fuselage if that happens. Anyway, that's how I rough out a fuselage. I don't know how long I've been on here. I'd say less than an hour. Let's look here and see how much time we spent on here. 53 minutes, so about 7 minutes more, and we'll cut the stream. I figure if I can hold your attention for an hour, I'm doing really good. And most of these instructional videos, windy videos, bomb hunt videos, they're just so boring. You know, mine are boring, so I don't want to drag them on for hours and hours and hours. I got to figure out how to do some editing with voiceover. But there's just so much to do, like I have to spend a couple hours today doing some coding for the website. So, how much can one guy do? So anyway, well, we only need to knock 3 more ounces off of this. It's at 8 ounces right now, so I'm sure we can get it though. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, share. If you can donate, that's great. I gotta see what we gotta do there. So this issue of the Continental will come to a close, and until I see you again, sidelines. See ya.